wow moment, all you positive heads out there. It's so good to be back with you as always. If you're new to this podcast, of course, we are super happy to have you here, and we just ask that you bring an open mind and an open heart to your listening experience, and to be prepared to explore vantage points that I'm convinced will help shift or solidify your current understanding of the ultimate nature of reality. While listening, you will be exposed to inspiring, empowering, and unifying perspectives that I'm highly confident will yield stellar results in your life if you opt to try them on for size. Also, if you're a longtime P-Head listener, you know I have been diligently working on producing episodes for my new late-night style, consciousness-elevating video talk show, Optimistic. Well, after a year plus in the making, I am thrilled to announce that we will be releasing Season 1's episodes weekly beginning March 15th, and I'm asking for your help to spread the love and to let your friends and family know about Optimistic when it's released. In exchange for taking a minute to share our Episode 1 teaser video on March 15th, or whenever you're hearing this, up through the end of April, we're giving you monthly memberships to not one, but two consciousness-expansive online content portals from two of my very favorite teachers and healers that are valued at over $50 a month, as well as entering your name into a drawing to win a free week at the Mystic Manor for a retreat immersion valued at $2,950, where the winner will be chosen in April. Otherwise, if you're interested in hearing more details about the rewards you'll receive for supporting, we'll send you a video that goes into detail when you text the word Mystic to the number 22999. You can also go to optimistic.tv to see several other videos, including the Optimistic show trailer and two videos that discuss the week-long retreat immersion, as well as details of what the Mystic Manor immersion entails and how you can book a week to come stay with us even if you don't win the raffle.
All right, all you positive heads, welcome back. Thank you so much for joining me today. I am flying solo. And speaking of flying, I thought I would sit outside today and sit with the birds, sit under the tree and record today's episode. Outside, it's a beautiful day. So if you hear the birds chirping and the cars going, that would be why. And this last week, I have to say, has been a really interesting week. Last week, I told you all about the activation that I had at the Bashar event at Conscious Life Expo. And ever since, the amount of synchronicity in my life has been trippy. So many experiences that I have been having, it is just one thing after another. And the reason why I want to share this with you all is because, same thing I said last week, is this is happening to you all too. It's just that maybe you're not seeing it or paying attention to it or trusting it. Maybe you're doubting it. It's a big thing we humans like to do. Argue with our higher mind, doubt it. We think we know better. It's so silly that we do this stuff, but we do. It's human. I think it's partly what we're supposed to do so we can see the contrast, learn better, know better for next time. But what I'm being shown is all of this affirmation to my experience. So I'll give you a little example. After that event, and I'm realizing all of these little things now. I was sitting at dinner, and at some point I turned around and there was Daryl Anka sitting there having dinner as well. So he was sitting not more than 5 feet away from me the entire time I was having dinner, where at some point somebody asked me a question and something spewed out of my mouth. I don't even know what. It sounded good, but I don't know what it was. And his response was kind of like, oh, okay. And I realize now that what happened and what is happening is that my ability to channel is coming in. And I've always been able to get messages, hear messages. I have always been aware of my internal guidance, but this is in a way different, and it's certainly a different experience for me. And I know that because the energies are so intense right now, this year is really mixing things up, stirring things up, activating a whole lot of us, that I know a lot of you out there listening are having your own experiences too. And I want you to trust them. I don't want you to think you're nuts. I don't want you to think that this is just something that you're making up in your head because you want to see these things and because it aligns with your story and it makes you feel good. No. This is your higher being communicating with you, showing you the way, helping you to flow within your current. So we can grapple with it and fight with it, but why swim against the current? It's so much easier to just flow with it. Go with the guidance. Pick up the breadcrumbs along the way. Just go with it. If it excites you, that's a good thing. Go that direction. Always go in the direction of the things that excite you. And you guys, hi little hummingbird. So this is why I sat out here today, so the birdies could come and sit with us. Little guy just came over and sat on a branch and said hi to all of us. So that was for one of you listening. Beautiful little creature, the hummingbird. The way its wings move, so fast. It's like it's multidimensional. Speaking of, I'm going to play a clip here in a second. It's a Bashar clip. It's entitled, "We Are All Time Travelers." Ultimately, that's just a little bit what he talks about. He then goes into our flow state. We all have our own current in this current of creation. We are one with it all, the big sea of creation. But we have our own little thread. We have our own current, and it is guiding us every day in every way. And the only reason why things aren't flowing for us in life, if they're not, it's because we are fighting it. We're being stubborn. We think we know better. Well, I think with that, I'm going to play this Bashar clip. No, I'm going to finish telling you my story, and we'll get back to the Bashar clip later. So where was I? So after dinner, I go back, and I'm staying in the room with my friend Tracy. And of course, we're up for a couple hours talking, and we're talking about these experiences that we're both having, which Tracy is already a channeler, so she understands what I'm going through, and it's very similar to what she experienced when her channeling came in. And so she said, let's just do it. Let's do it right now. And of course I was like, I don't know, I'm scared. And she said, that's just excitement and anxiety of not knowing like what's what. So just go with it. So, okay, we sit for a moment and something comes through to her, which is a very relevant symbol for me. And then behind me, I see a being wearing a big blue hooded robe. And the being's face is African looking, or maybe Aboriginal, ancient face. And that's all I saw. And that was that. And other things transpired that evening. But let's fast forward to a few days afterwards. I had gotten home. And this robe is significant that this being was wearing because in my QHHT session, I was wearing a blue robe. I never really thought too much of it, but it's something that I remembered very significantly from my session. When I got home from this trip, there was a package waiting for me. My aunt had sent my mother's coat a big, long, heavy coat. In that coat, she had put my mother's bracelet, a bracelet that she had made on a retreat years and years and years ago. It's like a chakra bracelet. I loved it immediately and put it on. I had no idea that my mother had made it. So I had this beautiful gift of this coat and this energetic creation from my mother, where I just got home from this experience where this divine mother, this divine feminine energy was very, very present. So now, a couple days later, Brian's parents come to visit, and it was just my birthday a couple weeks ago, and Brian's mom brings me a birthday present. I unwrap it. It is a beautiful painting of this woman hovering over Mount Shasta, holding a moon, with a big, huge bird behind her. And her face is the being that I saw behind me that night after Bashar. It is exactly her face. So needless to say, a little blown away by that one. Now, if you've heard my episode last Thursday, I talked about this owl synchronicity that happened. Well, the owls continue. So what I am channeling is a very intense, powerful feminine energy. And I never knew it before. A friend of mine who was just at the British Museum, I was just thinking about going to the British Museum the other day to look at the artifacts, because I thought, how cool would that be? She posts a picture of this energy that I have coming through, of an artifact of this energy. And what is beside it? Owls. Of course there's owls. Just another confirmation that I'm not crazy, that this is very important, that I need to listen to it, that I have to trust it, and that it is for the greater good of me and everyone else who may hear anything that comes from it. And so my point, again, in telling you all this is to look around, to trust your inner being, to trust that you are guided. You are always guided. Your entire life is a series of guidances, little hints, pictures. Look this way. Go that way. Avoid that hole. If you're listening. The pieces are all around you. They are there for you to put together. And going with the flow becomes so freaking easy when you just get it, that it's all orchestrated just for you. This is your current. It's there. Its job is already being done, and you just need to relax into it and let it be. And you do you. You follow your highest and best.
And before we continue on, I'd like to take a quick moment to announce to you guys that we have a new sponsor of the Positive Head podcast, Mac Weldon. As you guys know, I've been very selective about sponsors over the years, only working with a select few that I truly align with. So when Mac Weldon first reached out to me about sponsoring Positive Head, and I saw that they were claiming to make intelligently designed men's basics such as underwear, socks, t-shirts, sweatpants, made from premium fabrics that are also super comfy, I was intrigued. The reason being is because the running joke in my family my whole life has been that you will never see me in anything that isn't super cozy, which, if you ask my mom, has led to many, many embarrassing fancy restaurant dinners with me wearing old sweatpants. So I was intrigued enough that I ordered 4 items to try them out. And when I received them, I knew I had instantly found a new favorite go-to for my basics. My mom is going to be ecstatic to hear their claim that their Ace sweatpants are a modern upgrade for your favorite sweatpants. It's a totally legitimate claim. They are definitely way more comfy and stylish than my old ones, and I've never looked better at dinner. I intend personally to order them in every color, and of course, since they are super high quality, they do cost a little more than your Walmart standard basics. However, luckily for all UP heads, they are giving all Positive Head listeners 20% off when you go to macweldon.com and use the code POSITIVEHEAD, all one word. That's spelled MACKWELDON.com. I highly recommend trying them out or ordering them for your partner or spouse. You have my 111% guarantee that your mother or mother-in-law will thank you profusely at the next family dinner.
All right. Now we're going to listen to Bashar. Take a listen.
A little sacred day to you this day of your time. How are you all? All right. All right, thank you. We will begin this transmission titled, You Are All Time Travelers, in the following way. First, a brief reminder of some things we have talked about regarding what time is. Time, remember, is a side effect of your consciousness shifting over and over and over and over and over and over again to different points of view of the same single moment of existence.
So I don't have to actively create my desires if I just follow the flow.
If you follow the flow, your needs will always manifest if they are relevant for who you truly are. There is nothing you need to do beyond that. The current of creation, your current in creation, already knows where you need to go. Surrender is not surrendering control. Surrendering is surrendering to the control that's already built into you. That's why you go with the flow. The current already knows where you need to go. You don't need to make things happen. Making things happen, believing that you need to make things happen, is resistance to the current. Everything that's relevant for you is already contained within the current's energy. Just go with the flow. Your life will unfold naturally. You will respond to it in a positive way. Synchronicity will abound. Everything that needs to happen in your life that's relevant for you to experience will happen in perfect timing. That's all there is to it. You don't need to make it work. The machine works. Let it work. Let it work. Don't stop it by thinking you know better what should happen here. No, you don't. Many of you have to get to the point where you finally have to admit to yourself, I have no bloody idea.
I experienced that.
All right, then go with that. That, as many people on your own planet say, is the beginning of wisdom, to know that you don't know.
Yeah.
But your higher mind does. Remember, your physical mind is only designed to experience what's happening. It doesn't have any other job. It's not capable of performing any other function. Your higher mind knows what needs to happen. And it speaks to you to let you know what needs to happen by manifesting its communication in you as passion. Because passion, you're willing to follow, except when you let negative beliefs stop you. So stop talking yourselves out of hearing your higher mind. That's all you have to do. Stop talking yourselves out of hearing and listening and following what your higher mind is doing to guide you by sending the communication of passion to you. Here it is, follow this, act on this now. Here it is, follow this, act on this now. Here it is, follow this, act on this now. No. I know better. I don't want to go that way. I want to go this way. Okay, higher mind says, go ahead, walk that path. Oops, look at that. She fell into a hole. I wonder why. I was going to guide her around it, but she insisted she knew better, so plop, there you go. Let me help you up out of the hole now, dust you off. Are you willing to listen to your passion now? No? Still stubborn? Okay, there's another hole over there. Go that way.
I loved his explanation of time in the beginning. Time is a side effect of your consciousness shifting over and over and over again to different points of view of the same single moment of existence. Everything is happening now. There is nothing outside of the now, it's just a different focus. We create by choosing our focus. And what I love about focusing on the now is that it really does allow you to just go with the flow. You don't have to worry about what's happening next. My best experiences come from when I just relax into things and I don't worry about what's happening next. This experience I just explained at the Bashar event, I wasn't planning on going to Bashar, but everybody else around me was, and so that's what was happening. So I was going with the flow. So all right, cool. Let me go grab a ticket. Let's go to Bashar. So I just went with the flow. And everyone who was around me were the exact people and energies that needed to be around me in that moment. It was the exact support I needed. And it was perfect. And what's interesting too, I had asked in meditation, what was the relevance of this happening like in Bashar? Like how did that affect this? And what I was told was, anyone who was present in the room who had the ability or wanted to catch the wave could catch it and ride the current. So that was available to anyone who was ready for it. I'll tell you what, I don't know if I was really ready for it, but somebody certainly thinks that I am. So I am just going with that flow. Because, like he said, just going with the flow, surrendering to it, releasing all of that control, that flow knows where you need to go. We don't need to make anything happen. Everything that is relevant for us is already contained within the current. And if it's supposed to happen, it will. And we will see all the synchronicities, and everything will happen in perfect timing. And that's all there is to it, like he said. There's nothing that we need to do. We don't need to make anything happen. We just need to get out of the way. Let the machine work. Stop thinking that we know better. We certainly don't know. We really don't. It really is the beginning of wisdom. Who am I to be like, yeah, he's right. When we know that we don't know a damn thing, we're off in the right direction. That's the first step towards wisdom. Knowing you don't know anything, you're never going to know everything. There's lots to learn. There's always more to learn. And because of that, you'll never know it all. And you can never really know anything for a fact. Fact, because what you believe and what somebody else believes can be two different things. And that's cool, because your fact is your fact and their fact is their fact. So to you, what's true is true, and to them, what's is true to them. So it all is. So remember that our physical mind is only here to experience what is happening. It's just here to focus on whatever we want to focus on. We get to decide that. Our higher mind knows what needs to happen. And it speaks to us all the time. He used the example of passion, speaking to us through passion, speaking to us through the things that excite us, the things that we love, the symbols that we love. This is how they speak to us, And if we just listen, we don't fall into those holes, because they really are trying to guide us around them, trying to help us not fall in. And when we do, they pick us right up, dust us off, try to guide us some more. So remember, ask for help. You're just human. It's okay. We've all been there. Go with the flow. You are loved. You are protected. Your current is already guiding you. Just flow with it. Well, I think that's all for me today, everybody. With that, I'm going to leave you with a song. This is Dea Dova, Symbiotic. Until next time, everyone. Love you all.
And if you're feeling the call to come for a week retreat-style Mystic Manor immersion, remember to go now and book your time to speak with me directly about stepping into the optimistic vortex at calendly.com/talkwithbrandon while there are still spots left. Otherwise, I look forward to co-creating magic with you at the Mystic Manor.
Feel the force of you come forward.